going to see the energy go up in this room tonight because our guest tonight is really, really energetic and just has a wonderful, wonderful story to share. So I'm Judy McDonald. I'm your host tonight. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, and I'm here to share some good news with you. So now we go to the part of the evening that we all love and wait for, and that's our special guest interview. And I'll tell you, this lady is so full of passion, so full of energy. We talked for a long time this week, and you know what? It still wasn't enough. And I just want to invite her to the call but before we do that, I want to just do a quick disclaimer because the story that you're going to hear tonight is this person's personal journey with our products. And our Immunotech products are intended to support overall well-being, but they are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. So these testimonials should be not considered as medical advice, and individuals should always consult with their own healthcare professional before starting any health regime. Nubia, are you with us tonight?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Nice to see you. Very pleased to be here. Thank you, Judy, to invite me to this call. It's amazing. I'm very happy and I have a lot of energy to transmit this information in my testimony. Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
You know, you got me so energized this week. We were talking about so many different things. It was just, you know, and it's so wonderful to connect with people like yourself every week because it's really shows the world what we do and why we do what we do. And so your story is very amazing, as they all are. But I want you to start at the beginning, okay? So tell us the condition of your health. Okay, so you're a nurse, a registered nurse.
First, my name is Nubia. I'm Uribe. I'm from Colombia. I've been here in Canada for 51 years. I've been a nurse for 34 years in the University of Montreal Hospital. And I stopped working at the hospital in 2019.
And what was your health like before when you were working? What happened?
Well, I'm gonna say my testimony really fast. You know, I had an operation, a normal knee operation for ligaments, and it was a disaster. It was very bad, the operation. So I had to be in bed for almost a year because I had.
So the doctor made a mistake in the operation. Is that right?
Yeah, he lost me. You know, he apologized to me, but there's things that happen like that in the hospitals in medicine, and I had to stay almost 1 year in bed. I just could get up and clean myself and do my things, my personal things, and I would have to go back to bed because I couldn't walk. So I was in a wheelchair for a few months. Then I had a cane. Then I had to do physiotherapy like almost a year too, and that made me a lot of problems in the hospital because I had to go back to work after 1 year. I'm a single mother with 3 kids. I have 10 grandkids too. And wow. So I had to go. It was rushed for me to go back to work. So I was on morphine. They got me into morphine because the pains, I had chronic pains, and especially in the night, it was very, very hard for me to sleep. And I was on cortisone too because of the pain. So after 1 year, I had to go back to work. And they used to stop me a lot from working because I couldn't function the right way in the hospital. I was working in different clinics. I worked in dialysis too. I worked in cardiology too. And for that, you have to have a lot of energy and be strong, you know. Me, I didn't have that energy and that that strength in my leg to work. So that caused me a lot of problems in the hospital. So they would stop me a lot. And they put me on a waiting list because the doctor said because you stood a lot in bed, there was this arthrosis came into my knee and it was degenerated, you know. So he says, I'm going to have to put you in a waiting list for a full operation of a whole knee on you if you want to keep working. So me, I was like very sad of that. I wasn't with that. I didn't want that, you know, but I didn't have no choice because I was, like I told you, single mother, 3 kids. So I had to work. So I was on that list and I was supposed to get operated in 2021, May 22. And in 2019, there's this angel, I call her an angel because she's my friend. Her name is Cecilia Peña and Rosalba Hernandez. They showed me Immunocal. They presented to me. She called me and she says, listen, I thought about you, about how you were struggling with your knee and your health issues and everything. And she presented to me. I went to her house and she made me try a little patch of Immunocal like that. And listen, I started seeing those benefits so fast. And when she told me, I asked her, where this come from? And she said, this is approved by Health Canada. It has 45 years of studies, scientific studies and clinic studies, and it's in the CPS. Me as a nurse, I have a CPS in my house. So I said, well, if this little thing, this patch is there in the CPS, it has to have, you know, power, you know. So I went and investigated, but I told her yes right away. I told her I want to try this because me, I was struggling with, I couldn't sleep. I had a lot of inflammation, a lot of pain. So I said, let me try this. How can I get this? She says, well, you can get it by me. You can go on my website and get it. I said, I gave her my credit card and I said, listen, I want to try this. And second of all, I went and investigated. The next day I woke up and I went in the computer. I went on the CPS. I went on the PubMed. And when I started seeing all these studies, I said, wow, this is something. This thing is something, you know? And I started taking it. And by the 3rd day, I started taking it. I started with 1 pouch of this and 1 of booster. That's another beautiful product we have in our company. And I started seeing more energy. The first thing I saw was energy, vitality, better sleep. And I said, wow, this thing is giving me all that in 3 days, you know, and I was suffering for those pains and I was struggling with my health issues. I had asthma too. And
I just want to pause for a minute because I want the audience to understand the impact of your story. I mean, you're a single mom.
Yeah.
You're going in for a routine operation.
Yeah.
An error made. It takes you off of work for an entire year.
Yeah.
Now you're worried because you need to have your job.
Of
So you
course.
go back to work, but you're very sick when you're working. It's hard for you to work. And then your friend brings the Immunocal to you.
She appeared like that, like an angel. I call her my angel. And I'm going to be grateful the rest of my life when she showed me this because I was really struggling with depression too. I was very depressed because I couldn't sleep. I used to sleep like 2 hours, even if I was on morphine. The morphine wasn't doing nothing to me at the end. I took morphine for 15 years. So it wasn't doing nothing to me. I was addicted. I got addicted to morphine. My body asked me for that. And I used to take it because I said, well, this is the only thing that makes me go to work, you know, and I had to work because I had my kids, you know. So when I start seeing these benefits after 3 days, like I told you, I said, well, I'm going to go all in with this. I'm going to take it as she told me. So I went from 1 patch like this of Immunocal regular, and then I added Immunocal Platinum and Booster. So I went from 1 patch to 3 patch four times a day. like
Wow.
for 6 months. And then that's when I saw those big benefits on me. I mean, I couldn't walk like a normal person. I couldn't go down the stairs with like a normal person. I couldn't bend. I couldn't play with my kids. I couldn't do nothing for so many years. And me, I was a very active woman before, you know. I like to.
Tell the story about you running down the stairs and your mom asking you if that was your son running.
Yeah, she called me because I used to live upstairs from my mom, and she called me. She goes, Mija. That Mija means my daughter in Spanish. She goes, Mija, come and eat. I made some Colombian food, and so I went downstairs running, but I didn't realize because it was it happened so fast. So when I got downstairs, my mom, she told me, "Is that you, my daughter, that run? I hear running in the stairs." I go. When she told me that, I got very, 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 how told me,
Emotional.
very emotional. I said, I realized, and I started crying. I was like choking, and I said, "Mom, yeah, it's me." I went down the stairs running, and well, we cried, we hugged each other, and I went on my knees, and I asked God, and I thank God and Immunotech and my friend sorry, I get very emotional when I talk
Yeah.
about,
Mm.
and I thank God and my friend that she showed me this because I was struggling for so many years, you know. And this little patch, this 10 grams of bonded cysteine gave me my life back. So for me, it was like a miracle. I said, the medicine is not doing it to me, you know. It was doing the opposite thing, you know. I struggled with cortisone. I had a hard time with my nervous system with cortisone because when you take a lot of cortisone, your nervous system gets all uh, balance, you know. And I said, wow, this thing is doing this on me. I said, I have to share this with everyone. So I started sharing it, especially with my parents. My father was going through a prostate inflammation, and he was seen by doctors where I used to work. So I started trying it on him, and my mother too. She had problems with her thyroid, and she used to take medication. And I started seeing those benefits on them, and I said, "Wow, you know, this is incredible." So that's when I said, "I'm gonna share this with everybody that I see. I'm gonna share it because I think it's worth it." You know, that's where I put some emphasis in my health. I said, if we don't have no health, if we have money, we don't have nothing, you know, because you cannot appreciate it and do things with your loved ones. So when I started searching more about this and knowing about intracellular nutrition, I said, this is crazy. This is the product. This is the thing, you know. And I said, if we don't give a present to our bodies, you know, to our system and to our cells, we're gonna get older faster. And since I've been thinking this, I look younger. People that know me, there's people here in this audience that know me for 50 years. My friend Marta and my leader, I love you, Marta. And she she saw me in a Zumba course, and she saw me. She was amazing, looking at me at the mirror, and she goes, "Nubia, is that you jumping there with all that energy?" And she came to me, and we haven't seen each other for so many years, and she saw me and she goes, "My God, this is incredible. We have hard time following the people here, and you're jumping, and what happened to your knee? What are you doing, you know?" So I told her, "Listen, I'm taking this, I'm taking something natural product that is approved by Health Canada, and it's doing amazing things in my body." And she told me, she didn't even wait. She said, "Nubia, I want this, and I want you to come tomorrow morning at my house. I want you to be there at 8 o'clock." So I was there at 8 o'clock. I brought some products, and her husband, he's my friend too. We've been friends for like 48, 49 years. We went to school together. So when he saw me, the funniest thing is that when he saw me, he got mad and he goes, Nubia, what are you doing here? And what is that? What are you talking to my wife about? What? I said, and so she told him, listen, you gotta listen to what Nubia has to say, because I saw Nubia and I remember many years ago how she was and now how she is. So listen to what she has to say. And he says, no, we've been trying a lot of products, a lot of things, nothing worked on you. My dear Martha, she had depression, chronic depression. She was diagnosed for the chronic depression for 30 years, and she took antidepressants. So her health was very bad. Her husband's health was very bad too. He had the pre-diabetes, high blood pressure. She had arthrosis too. And when I told her that this was approved by Health Canada and it was on the book of the doctor, she goes, I want this. So like I did with my friend that showed me this, she bought it right away, and she asked me to go. I went and get the products to the company because happily I live just 6 minutes from the company, from Michelle Boy. I live right beside here in so I can get it. And she started to see those benefits on her so fast. It was incredible. And since that, I've been taking this for 4 years. Okay, it's almost 5 years. On the 26th of July, it's going to be 5 years I've been taking this. And, I told everybody in this audience that it's okay to doubt, because there's a lot of products out there, that people try, but it's okay to doubt, but it's not okay not to investigate. And that's what I did. And that's what I asked people, to open their mind, their heart to this product. I don't even like to call it a product. This is cellular nutrition. This is the right nutrients we need to give to our bodies, So when I saw I'm sorry, my granddaughter, she's here and she doesn't go to bed. And she started seeing those benefits, and she said, oh my God, it's incredible. So that's how everything started with me. And today I'm 60 years old. I even had I even have weight. I was 240 pounds because I took a lot of cortisons intravenous. I had a protocol, special protocol, because I had a very, very aggressive asthma too. And when I
Can
started,
you share the story about the asthma?
Yeah, the story about the asthma it was the same thing. I told my doctor when I started taking this, give me just 1 second, please.
Yeah, so Nubia, she had an MRI done on her knee, going back to the knee story, before she had the operation. And then she was supposed to go in for the second operation on 2021, but she said to the doctor, I'm so much better now. And he said, well, I don't know how. So she said, can you just do another MRI, please? Just do another MRI. So he did. And when he seen the results, he couldn't believe it. So she never ended up getting the second surgery, which is really amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get to that surgery. My orthopedist, Dr. Ero, he comes from McGill. He told me, Nubia, it's incredible. I showed him the patch, and I go in your CPS, open your CPS, it's there. And he says, you know what, Nubia, I heard about this. And it has a lot of potential. So it's amazing how your arthrosis resorb almost 80%. He says, so we're going to take you out of that waiting list for, it was like 2 weeks before my operation. So, that's where I said, my God, this is something, this is big. It's not any product, it's the product. It's the right thing we're taking, it's the right thing we're giving to our bodies, And for my asthma, it happened the same. I used to take 3 pumps every single day. I was on cortisone. I had a protocol in the pharmacy that I used to be on cortisone almost all the year, because I used to have a lot of hospitalizations. I had to go to the hospital, especially in winter between September and March. I used to go to hospital and be hospitalized almost 3 times, 4 times in between September and March. So I what I what I found out and what I told you, everybody that is in this audience, is that me, I'm a nurse. I was a nurse. I stopped practicing nursing, but I thank God that I practiced nursing for so many years. But I was too, I studied both sides. I was a patient. I was on the system. So I was a nurse and I took medication, and I know I'm not against medication. No, I'm not against medication. But medication, if you take a lot of medication like I did, I almost had suicidal ideas too with cortisone, because they gave me a very high dose of cortisone too. So I went through all that, and I'm a testimony of that, you know. So I said, why not help people to have a better life, to have a more vitality, more energy? And after that, I said my curiosity starts to do this business, you know, to start sharing this with more people. So
what happened?
I asked my guys, I go, listen, I want to do this. I want to help people with this, and show me how to do it. So they showed me, and I started investigating and learning more, and learning how to connect with people, because I think this business is not only about selling this product. It's much more than that. It's about connecting with people. It's about helping people to live better, to live longer, to take care of themselves, you know? And when I learned those things, and I just want to say two things. The company gave me, I went a trip for Super Golds in Utah, United States, with Marta, my leader, that she's here. I love her. And Unity gave us that chance to go there. And we knew the company, we knew Mauricio Domensain, our president of our CEO from this company. And we had a course of 3 hours of intracellular nutrition with Dr. Hugo Palafox. And that was amazing. That's where I said, my God, we have a blessed product in our hands, you know, by learning what this does in our cells, what this does in our body. And from there, I said, I'm going to learn, and I'm going to show all my consultants, my clients, and everyone that I talk to, I'm going to learn them and make them think about the health and how important it is to give the right nutriments to our bodies. Because I think out there's many people, they don't know about this. They don't know what intracellular nutrition does in our body, you know? So I think we have to teach people and talk more about this, you know? And
Nubia, you're unstoppable. And you know, you are unstoppable. And so I love what you said today. You said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. You know that. You know that already. And you know, there's people on this call right for the first time tonight, and they've heard your whole story. I mean, it started with a health problem, and it evolved into a second income. And you've influenced how many people that you have in your organization now. And Marta, being your friend on the call tonight, amazing that she's here with us.
She's a super leader.
So what would you say to someone in the audience tonight that's thinking about joining Immunotech? What can you say?
What I would say, I say, open your mind, open your heart to this, because this is, I repeat it. Maybe I you know, people, they say she repeats a lot about this is the product, and this is the company. We're in the right place, you know. If I only knew this company years before, oh my God, I would have done so many, and I would have helped so many people, especially my brother. I have one brother that lost his kidneys. And I know that if I would have given this, if I only knew this before his kidney transplant, maybe he wouldn't have got there, you know? And now, today, he's taking it. He takes blue. And the doctors, they're saying, wow, Nubia, because I work in dialysis, you know, and they told me, at first they were mad. They say, why are you giving this to your brother? I go in your book. You know what's this? Go in your book. I go, this is not harming him. You know, they took two anti-reject
Yeah.
medication on him. And I told them, why you think you took all those two pills on him? Because of this, because this is helping him. This is, you know what? He had side effects. He couldn't sleep. He was very anxious. He had skin problems. And since he's taking this, he's okay. And everything in his transplant is good. And they said it's amazing.
Yeah.
All his blood tests every 3 months, because they do every 3 months they do blood tests on him. They're, they cannot even believe it, So I said, say to people that are here that by doing this job, I found out too that I can leave this legacy to my kids, 3 generations. And I ask you guys, where or what job can you do a legacy? I couldn't do a legacy of nursing to my daughter or my kid or my son, one of my sons. No, there's nowhere you can do that. Only in Immunotech. So when I knew that I can give this legacy 3 generations, I said, my God, I'm not, we cannot ask for more. We have it all here. We have a product that has scientists in investigations, 45 years, I would say 48 years of investigation, and evidence, because we have evidence, because this was tried in human beings, not only animals. So I would tell people,
Nubia, you're a beautiful lady. You've got an incredible story. Your work is not done yet.
Oh, no, this is the beginning.
You've got hopes and dreams, and I heard a few of those on this week in our conversations. I'm very happy for you. I'm happy for your health more than anything. But you're such an inspiration, all the people that you're helping. So I want to thank you for being on the call.
Sorry, especially today, these days, after the COVID, many people lost their jobs. This is an opportunity for people to be home, be able to manage their time, their agenda, and be with their loved ones. That's what I love about this. I do this from home. I do this from the park, from the beach, wherever I am. The only thing you have to do is transmit this information, this message to help people out there.
Nubia, you're a bright light. You're a bright light to Immunotech. And I want to let the audience know that we're going to do something different next week. We're going to bring Marta on the call. So you're going to hear the impact that Nubia made on Marta's life. You're going to hear it right from her own mouth. So please come back and join us next week, because you're going to hear the second half, because this is what we're all about. One person shares with another person. We impact lives all the way down the line. So everyone on this call tonight, with exception of the new people, we're all the new people, you're joined to someone too. When you're in this company, we're all joined together. We all have a story. It's like a family tree. So thank you, Nubia, for being with us tonight. And that's the end of our product presentation. You heard that amazing story. If you want to stay for the second part and hear what Nubia is talking about, how she got started with the business, please stay with us, and we'll carry on. So,
thank you, Judy. Thank you to everyone, and open
Nubia,
your mind.
thank you so much.
Thank you.